day. What the fuck is that? Open my eyes. Open my eyes. Get out of my head. Open my eyes. Get out of my head. Open my eyes. I can feel it burn. I think I'm had enough. No, I can't be stopped. I gotta wake up. Now I'm damn a third. Gotta find a sound. Lost behind my eyes. Get it out of my. 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 Get it out of my head. Welcome to the inside. Asleep but I'm in overdrive. Did I die? Is it day or is it night? I feel real life. I'm dreaming. Image flash, it's here to stay. That dream became mine. I feel real life. I'm dreaming. Image flash, it's here to stay. That dream became my darkest day. My darkest day. Welcome to the inside.
Yo, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Rock Show. How we all doing today? Welcome in. Hope y'all had a wonderful day. It's Friday. We've made it to the weekend. Those of my friends out in the Missouri area, around the St. Louis greater area, if you will. Hold on, let me go ahead and turn this light on here. I hope you guys are out there staying safe. I heard that there was a possibly large tornado on the ground out that way about an hour ago. So again, I hope everyone's doing okay. Hopefully it's dissipated, it's gone, it's done. But if you guys are in the area and you know you've heard anything, please share with the chat. First off, let us know that if it's still on the ground, if it's still what's going on. Of course, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the radar here in just a minute or two, just to confirm how things are going, just from my perspective. And then we can go ahead and kind of go from there. But yeah, lots of storms out there tonight. Exactly. Chicken grandma, yeah. And I don't have any grandparents out there, but let's take a look together right now. Bring that back home. I want that back. Let's take a look here. Alright, let's take a look and see what kind of madness is going on out here right now. And then we'll go ahead and get started on some cross-stitching here in just a minute. For those who just walking in, welcome in everyone. I hope you all are doing good. I gotta restart my one browser here, it looks like. Hang on. Let's go ahead and restart that, as well as that. Oh, that's not what I want. That. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Let's take a look and see what's going on. All right, I've gone ahead and I've turned on. Yep, that's what I figured. Holy cow. All right, so apparently this is still happening right now. All right, so a tornado warning remains in effect until 10:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time for southeastern Madison and St. Clair counties in southwestern Illinois and St. Louis City and central Missouri. At 9:48 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a confirmed tornado was located over East Carondelet. Sorry if I mispronounced that. Or over Cahokia, moving northeast at 50 miles an hour. Hazard: damaging tornado and golf ball size hail. Source: weather spotters confirmed tornado. Impact: flying debris and dangerous. Will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. Locations impacted include St. Louis, Missouri, Belleville, Granite City, O'Fallon, East St. Louis, Collinsville, Fairview Heights, Clayton, Cahokia, Swansea, Glen Carbon, Shiloh, Troy, Columbia, Richmond Heights, Maryville, Muskota, Shrewsbury, Pontoon Beach, and Centerville. This includes the following state parks: Scott Joplin Historic Site. This also includes the following highways: Interstate 64 in Illinois between exits 9 and 27, and Interstate 70 in Illinois near exit 21. Past Turnway North. That's good. That's good running. That's good. That's great. Yeah. Hail size right now is about an inch, almost 2 inches, 1 3/4 inch. That's crazy. So yeah, this twister is still alive. There's another one up here in Illinois, north of Springfield. It looks like. Mason City is right in the middle of this one right now. Let's take a look down here. Piedmont looks like it's got one coming towards it. Right now, Van Buren. Okay, yeah, that's Van Buren, Missouri. There's another one down here. Actually, this is an extended. It's crazy. There's a lot going on tonight, guys. So if you got anybody in and around the area, definitely let them know if they haven't already gone ahead and taken cover. Call them and tell them take cover. This is going all the way back to just east of Texarkana. Absolutely crazy, and this is all the kind of stuff we get to deal with come tomorrow morning / tomorrow afternoon. Yeah, there's quite a bit of heavy wind here, strong rotating. So I wouldn't be surprised if this area right down here doesn't end up becoming a tornado warning rather. Yep. Definitely coming our way. And what sucks right now is that all of these are happening in the dead of night. You know, all the sun's gone down at this point, and it's nothing but darkness, and you got clouds on top of that. Hopefully none of these are rain wrapped. Oh, see that? But yeah, craziness. And then the earthquakes that are happening around the world. I love looking at those. Those are always nice to see. Oh, look at that. 6.0 quake out in the middle of the Southern Atlantic. There was a 5 quake there in Peru. Alright, well anyways, so yay fun. Guys, I want to remind you that we are raising awareness for Starlight Children's Foundation. all month long. We did hit the 50K just before Mario Day. In fact, I think it was that we ended up at like 62. I think it's like 62. Yeah, 62,000. As we were getting ready to end Mario Day, as of right now. Yeah, Chicago will be getting some storms soon. Exactly. As of right now, it looks like that we've now hit another milestone. We've hit $70,000. We're at $74,294.42, and that is for all the streamers. Everyone who's been fundraising for Starlight. That is everyone combined together. Our team, our just our little team here, Good Cause Crusaders. Our team has raised a grand total of $1,427.98. Of that, we're responsible for about $100 of that right here on this channel. But no, that it is still $100 is still better than nothing at all. Even just the $1 is better than nothing at all, and because every dollar counts. If you guys would like to know a little bit more, we'll be watching a video here in a little bit to give us a little bit more information as to what all is going on there about Starlight and how you can help. Go ahead and put that back there. Let's go ahead and bring that over here and show you guys what we're working on. All right, let's see. I do believe that's where I'm at. Yeah, that's where I'm at. Oh no, I'm sorry. We just started on the row below it. We are now here. Just highlighting the area that we're working on here, so that way you'll know where I'm at. All right, so go ahead and zoom in here, so that way you guys can see what's going on there. Let's bring that over here. Oops, too far. Too far the wrong way. Nope. And we're gonna make sure that we're here. Okay, there we go. So that way you guys can see what's going on here. We are right there. We're starting our new row, and we're only doing half stitches. We're gonna go ahead and do the half stitches all the way across, and then all the way back. Of course, skipping the spots that we don't need to go ahead and work on. Now, I think I might, once I go ahead and get done with the thread that I've got right now, and this little bit of thread right here, I think what I'll do is I'll break out, I think I've got just some plain white. Yeah, here we go. Just some plain blank white. And we'll fill in the inner ears with that. And once we get that filled in, then we'll know where not to or not to go ahead and poke around in there. Of course, we already know where not to poke around, but you know. So yeah. So let's go back into doing this. So if you guys don't know what we're working with here, we are working with care hair. There you go. We're working with a design called it's a Care Bear design. This is my project that I'm doing for my youngest. This project is something that my mom did for me with the character Secret Bear when I was a kid. Um, and I've always thought that was kind of cool that my mom did that for me. And I want to go ahead and do this for my munchkins. So that's what we're working on right now. I need to just a wee bit. This specific character is called Rainbow Heart Bear. Rainbow Heart is commonly used by parents who experienced a miscarriage, and the following pregnancy was a successful pregnancy. This and the resulting little one is known as a rainbow baby. So we dubbed that Rainbow Heart Bear was going to be my eldest's Care Bear. My youngest, on the other hand, she's our Halloween and all things spooky baby. And an extreme candy lover, so she gets to be Trick or Sweet Bear. Now, of course, as time goes on, if they decide that they want to go ahead and have, if they like different Care Bears, then I'll do another one for them. Have you ever done sky spotting, spotter training? You know what, running a Stitch, I never have done that, but I mean, living in Ohio, it's always kind of one of those things where we have to keep a watchful eye. You know, with one of our towns, being one of the very first to ever record an F5 tornado, that being Xenia, Ohio. You know, that's kind of one of those things where we've always kind of had in the back of our head that, you know, at any point, something as big as that could hit us. Luckily, due to where I live in what's known as a bubble. Oh, doggone it, I forgot to go ahead and unmute the crew. Are they still there, or did they go to bed? I bet you they went all the way to bed. Yeah, they all went to bed. Okay, never. They all went to bed. But I've always been interested in meteorology. I don't know if I would say that I have the full mental acuity for to be an actual weatherman, a meteorologist, if you will. But it is something that I definitely took a little more of a hobby in, so to speak, when I was shortly after I graduated high school. You know, with things like the weather bug, and as other websites became more sophisticated and whatnot, you know, for doing it without having to pay anybody anything. For any software or anything like that, I think that was something that I figured, I'll always do what I can to listen to local weatherman and have radar on while they're talking, get the ideas. I still remember though one time when I was younger. I was probably like 10 or 11 years old. Where I was living, I was playing across the street from my house at my friend's house, and I kind of heard the storms coming, and I decided to go ahead and tell my friends, like, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and head on back across the street, head home, because it sounds like it's getting ready to let loose out there. He's like, all right, cool, no big deal. So I go to head across the street, and about this time, my mom's been watching for me. She sees me coming, and she goes, get your butt in the house. I'm like, why? She's like, just get in the house. And as soon as I turned to start heading towards the door, she goes, oh my God, the sky has gone green. I'm like, uh-oh. And I'm like, wait, what do you mean the sky's gone green? What do you mean? What's wrong? She's like, that means one of two things. We're either about to have a large bit of hail, or we're gonna have a tornado. So get your ass in that house right now. All right, just say no more. I also remember another time when a storm popped up out of nowhere. It just happened to be that me and my dad were home that day. And I don't remember exactly why he was home that day, but I just remember he was home with me. It was kind of early afternoon, almost evening hours. And as quick as that thing spun up, and there was little time to get to cover, but my dad saw and heard it coming. He's like, get your ass to the basement now. So I get to the basement, and it was a really quick storm, in and out, and I still don't remember if there was hail or what. I just remember that it was just a crazy storm that rolled through. It was bad enough that my dad's like, get your ass to the basement. Talk about pivotal memory. Yeah. Yeah, there was a where my grandparents lived, there was a tornado that struck their street down the road from their house. And it was just a little guy, enough to go ahead and topple down some trees and maybe take the roof off of a house here or there, but nothing like super catastrophic. You know what I mean? So luckily I haven't had to deal with that. The one storm though I remember to this day is when shortly after I graduated high school. I was I don't remember if I was in between jobs at the moment or not in between jobs. I don't remember if I was in between getting a job and going and finishing high school and getting into the job, or what was going on. It might have just been that I decided to take the summer off before starting anything. So I went ahead and I hung out with my friends, or I wanted to go hang out with my friends up in the west/northwest portion of Columbus, one of the suburbs up there, like the Hilliard area and whatnot. And we had some pretty rough storms roll through, and it was rough enough that I don't remember if I ended up taking cover, but it was one that I was paying close attention to. And it ended up passing, and I thought, okay, at this point everything's cool, you know, everything's cleared up. The sky is crystal clear. There's a couple clouds here or there in the sky, but for the most part, it's cleared up completely. I thought, all right, I'm good to go. So I go ahead and I call my dad, and I just let him know. I say, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and take my game system, some games over to my friend's place up in Hilliard. You know, everything looks like it's passed now. He's like, all right, you know, just keep your eyes and ears open. And I'm like, all right, sounds good. So I go ahead and head to my friend's place. Get there, set up the game system. We're sitting there, you know, passing the controller back and forth, playing some Crazy Taxi on the Dreamcast. And at some point, I conk out. I pass out on my friend's couch. And I wake up maybe an hour or two later. And it's, you know, it's about 5 or so in the afternoon. And I'm like, I looked around. I'm like, hey, what time is it, guys? And they're like 5:30, 6 o'clock. I'm like, why is it so dark? And my friends were like, yeah, wait a minute, why is it so dark? So we all go outside, and where we were at, we could see downtown Columbus from the edge of their apartment complex. We go ahead and go to the edge of the apartment complex, and all we see is this pitch black cloud, and it is moving ever so slowly towards the center of Central Ohio, you know, Franklin County area, and we're just like, flash of lightning nearby, and as fast as it appeared, it clapped, and we took off for the hills. When we got outside, I looked straight up, and there was a very thin rope overhead, and the sirens had just started going off. When we first walked out that door, we were just in shock and awe. And then, you know, that storm lasted for about half hour, 45 minutes before it disappeared. And it stayed quiet the rest of the night. You know, luckily for us in that case, it was still light enough out that, you know, that we could discern what was happening. Starting to get near the end of this nice little thread. Now I'm gonna tell you something. I'm a little miffed that the 5.5 was it the 5.5.3? No, 5.5.2. I'm miffed that the 5.5.2 isn't as dark on in real life as it is here on Floss Cross. Like, I really was hoping for this to have that definite two-tone appearance, but it doesn't look like that. Like, it kind of looks like that here, but it's really kind of hard to tell, you know what I mean? I think what I'll do is I might see how, like if I was to go ahead and do this in the future, see how maybe, like, I don't know if there's a 551 or even a 550, which may be even darker. Like what's this one here? That's 154. Yeah, that's the 154 right there. But anyways. The colors aren't accurate. Yeah. I mean, they're close. And I think that they would be accurate, but I also kind of wonder if maybe DMC just didn't get the color just right. You know, maybe these were supposed to be 553s instead of 552s. I mean, again, they're close in color. You can kind of see there, but it kind of gets lost. Can have little variations. Yeah, exactly. Dialots will definitely do that. But yeah, Chad, this is our very first piece of the year. Um, we started this just a little bit before the beginning of the year. Um, and I don't know if you guys can tell or not, but I kind of goofed up a little bit. And where I ended up goofing up was back here. I missed a connect. I wouldn't say a connecting stitch, but a this spot right here was supposed to connect down to another line, and then that was going to connect to another line, and then the tail was going to come up and down. So I kind of goofed this up a little bit. This probably is going to end up probably coming down here just a wee bit more. What I think I'm going to end up doing, though, to correct this is when I get down to here, I'm going to fix the issues on the fly. My only problem's going to be anything that's too far out from where the new pattern essentially is going to be. I'm going to have to probably go in and find a way to frog those bits out. And hopefully that won't be too big of a hassle. And I was sitting here when I was first doing this part, and I got up to here to the ear, and this bit here was all the way up here, and it's like, wait a minute, that's not right. So I went from here and worked my way back. It was craziness. I think what we'll do here is we'll help ourselves over here. Oh, we still have a bit more. Okay. We still got a little bit more. Alright, next song. Alright, now we can start our return stitches. Why is that not going through? Because there's a lot already through there. Alright, there we go. I think our best bet is to do, let's do 2 more here. One. Get our new set. Set up here. Yeah, I was telling my mom earlier that, you know, depending on how the storms all work themselves out in the morning will determine if myself and the girls decide to come over and hang out with her for the latter half of the day. So, you know, if by the time that my wife heads off to work, if it's still overcast, then, you know, we have a chance at getting out of not having super heavy storms. Like, it's still gonna rain a whole heck of a lot, but the weather won't be as quite as extreme. But if the weather clears, then we are, you know, before the evening storms, or you know, then we're in for a hell of a ride, from my understanding. So, alright, so chat, here's what we're doing. If you've never done cross-stitch before, let me go ahead and tell you what we just did here. So first off, when you're done with your piece of thread, where you're about to run out, okay, leave yourself a tail. After that, grab yourself your new thread, get it to through the eye of your needle, whether with a thread helper or not. Once that's done, go back and essentially put your needle through the last stitch that you did. So put it at the top or the bottom, depending on which way you're heading. So if your remaining thread is on the bottom, put it into the top of the previous thread, or the previous stitch that you just got done doing. Put that in, and then essentially repeat that stitch. What you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and leave yourself a little tail with the new thread. It can be the same length, it can be a little shorter. I mean, it's up to you on how much thread you want to waste. I usually go ahead and keep it long enough to where I can go ahead and get three stitches and then cut the rest. I try not to go ahead and leave it longer than that. So, but what we're going to do now is, now that we've gone ahead and we've done the stitch on the back end, or the front end, we're going to go ahead and complete that stitch by lock looping this thing in, essentially anchoring and essentially marrying, if you will, these two tails. There we go. We're gonna do that 2 more times. Did anybody stay up to watch the lunar eclipse last night? If so, did you get any good pics? Or did you just sit there in awe?
bass line. Get your instructions from God and then do what God tells you to do.
Yo! Jalen, thank you very much for the follow. Here. Alright, now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna cut the excess off after my needle there. There we go. That. And finish anchoring down this here. Normally I'm a night shift worker, but we were driving back from a trip and I went to bed early. I feel that. And I remember being a mid-morning / afternoon, you could call it essentially a split shift, worker. I'd get off at 7:30, I'd go pick up my munchkins, bring them home, and it was pretty much time for bed. At least for them. Alright, so chat, here's what we just did here. I just went ahead and I used the area here to just skip over all the area that we're not stitching, of course. And then come out here on the other side. And now I can complete the rest of the stitches all the way across. Yeah, no, I remember I was able to go ahead and stay up late. I stayed up till 4 o'clock in the morning, sometimes 5, depending on how I was feeling. Go to bed, wake back up around 10 o'clock, come on downstairs and start working at 11. I loved my schedules. It was really a blessing in disguise when it came to doing acoustic shows and whatnot with my former guitar player. Small break here as soon as we're done with this row to watch a video to learn a little bit more about who we're raising awareness for. The one shift I will tell you that I never enjoyed was the overnight shift. I never could get used to that schedule. I remember one job where I had that kind of a schedule, and my job was just pretty much printing out the new order tickets. Essentially the shipping labels. for those who were on the express lane, or those who were um, doing the packing for the pick pack side of things. This being in a warehouse where we were like a distribution center for Microsoft products. So people would go ahead and order their Microsoft products online, and we would get them and send them out for Microsoft 3 days a week. Wow, that's that's definitely an overnighter. Crap. 312. Is that 312s? But anyways, I would go in. I'd get there around midnight, maybe sometimes 12:30. Get everything set up, get clocked in, start running my waves, as they called them. And I would honestly get bored just sitting there waiting for them to get done. There's nothing that I could do out on the floor, because I wasn't certified to do anything. Uh-oh. Myself a little bit of a snag here. Hang on, chat. I need a de-snag here. I don't need to de-snag my finger, thank you. I hate when it does this. Right, but no. So I would sit there, and I would honestly fall asleep waiting for the tickets to get done printing. Like, there was one day I went in, started my shift at midnight. I started getting all the tickets printed off, and I'm just sitting there listening to my local rock station, having a good time, listening for any tickets or any printers to get done printing tickets. And so yeah, so when I was before I got that position, I did have to pick orders, or I would have to. I was on the express lane. I found myself more on the express lane than I did anything else. That's where I thrived, because I'm like, look, you give me a whole bunch of product that's in a ready to ship status. Give me a bunch of labels, and we just slap and throw, slap and throw, slap and throw. But it also allotted me a lot of time to look for any fraudulent orders that came through. I was sitting there going, that name looked familiar. Didn't I just see that name just a few seconds ago? Man, I got this thing all whopper jawed here. Not sure how in the hell. Well, that's one way to booger it up. It's alright. Sometimes, chat, you just have to go ahead and know when to cut your losses. And there is one of those moments where it's like, nope, I'm not getting that undone. Oh. Alright, just to be on the safe side. I'm going to do the same thing as before. Go ahead and get that locked in. Perfect. Just do that a couple more times. Should be set. After this one, we'll go ahead and cut the excess off. And after a small struggle there, we're back on Twisty Threads. Something like that. I think that's probably what happened. It ended up getting bunched up on the back end, and just had to go ahead and cut my losses there. But we're good now. I'm going to try to go a little faster to catch up to where, catch up some time here, but at the same time I got to watch that I don't go too fast. or end up right back in the same position we were in. But yeah, so what I was saying though, there was the one time I ended up finding a slew of I found a fraudulent order. I ended up finding not just one. I ended up finding over it was over 500 orders. Probably close to like 900 orders that were fraudulent that came through. Like we had a pretty decent sized stack of orders, and most of them were all for either the same or different products. All of them going to the same to similar name and address locations, and it's just like that seems a bit odd. So I pointed it out, and sure enough, that was a major fraudulent order that had come through, and because I was able to catch it and stop all the orders that we'd already sent down the line from getting out the door, except for maybe one or two here or there. The company was so grateful that I found that and prevented that from happening, that they decided to go ahead and award me by providing me with my choice of whatever I wanted. And I said, I wouldn't be opposed to getting the Sega Dreamcast. And our receptionist, she was this little thing, and I say little thing, I mean she came up to maybe my ribs, okay, and she was this short, skinny, older little thing, feisty little thing too, and she come back. She had just gone to over to Kmart and brought it back. I see this bag that she's got carrying behind her, and it's got Kmart on it, and I kind of look at it for a minute, like, what the hell is she carrying with her through the warehouse? And then it dawns on me what she's done. I said I wanted to go ahead and get the Sega Dreamcast, and here it is. I'm like, ugh. Oh, see, chat. See what happened. Be careful. Yep. Twisty thread. There we go. fixed it. Let's go ahead and untwist the thread here. And back to action. Even if you save them $10,000, yeah. My last job, we dealt with a lot of eyeglasses, contacts, and that kind of thing. And so a lot of the orders that we got, you're required by federal law to have a written prescription for contact lenses, because the FTC and FDA branded contact lenses as a medical device, and because they were branded a medical device, they were required to have a written prescription before a distributor like ourselves were able to go ahead and ship them out the door. So they had to provide us with the prescription. We just had to go ahead and make sure that they had the brand name and the appropriate parameters on there, a doctor's signature, and all that other stuff. And then we were okay. Now there were some instances where where if a customer was fit for one brand of lens, they could go ahead and order a different brand. Those were on a case-by-case basis with the manufacturer. So let's say, for instance, if someone was fit for wearing AccuView 2s, they could go ahead and get the AccuView 2 colors when they were still around. If you were fit with Fresh Look Visitant, that's just your clear Fresh Look lens, you can get the Fresh Look colors. Or you can go ahead and get the Fresh Look color blends, or so on and so forth, right? So there was a lot of give and take within a manufacturer of a brand of lens, and what an equal counterpart would be without needing to have a secondary prescription for those contact lenses. A great example of that would be like a lot of Cooper Vision lenses. If you've heard of like brand name lenses, when I say brand name, I'm talking more along the lines of like say for instance Walmart, right? Walmart had a brand of products that they sold, right? It was their brand. All it was a manufacturer has gone ahead and said, look, we'll go ahead and give you the ability to sell our product under your name for a discounted price, if you let us, if you bring us into your establishment. And they're like, sure, right? So Cooper Vision was one of those folks that were one of those brands were like, look, we're going to go ahead and we want to sell our contact lenses with you, and if you have a brand name of products that you sell, you can sell it. So let's say, for instance, let's say Kroger got into the habit of selling contact lenses, right? It would be like a Kroger brand version of that Cooper Vision lens. It's what it boiled down to. But as long as you were fit with the original brand name, so let's say Cooper Vision's Biofinity XL, okay? You could get the Walmart or whoever equivalent as long as it was part of the list of different brand names and it matched up. That was a fun one to try and figure out. Now, the one things that we had a lot of problems with were the colored lenses. For the longest time, you had places like Spencer's Gifts that were selling Halloween costume contact lenses in their store, and usually those were sold with a zero prescription, or a zero magnification power. But back then they weren't scrutinized like they were in more recent times. I think it was around, can't remember exactly what year it was. I think it might have been sometime around like 2003 or something like that. They decided that's when the FDA and the FTC decided that the contact lenses were going to be medical devices. And the reason why is there was a lot of consumers who were buying the contact lenses who weren't fit properly for them, and they were getting the lenses stuck in their eye and had to go and have them removed. Some of them had to get assistance removing them without surgery, and some had to have actual surgery to get them off their eye. And that's why we always encourage customers like look, if you've never been fit for this contact lens, you need to go talk to your doctor and have them get you a lens. And then after you've gotten the lens from your doctor, and the doctor says that you're okay to wear that lens after all the testing and whatnot, then as long as the doctor says you're okay to wear that lens, so we have, and it's on your prescription, we have no problem filling the order, but you've got to have that fitting done first. A lot of people will scoff and huss and holler, and it's like, look, we agree with you. We don't think this is a wonderful idea either. We would just like to just sell you the contact lens and be on our be all on our merry way. But we've got to follow rules and regulations here. Rock Otter, what's up, buddy? How you doing? So we would tell them that, and when we would break it down to them like that, they're like, "Oh yeah, we understand. We're fine. It's okay." I was like, well, thanks for understanding. We know it's a frustrating situation. We don't want to put you in that frustrating situation. We don't even like putting ourselves in that. But again, here we are. I'm not doing too bad, bud. I need to take a drink. That's what I need to do. And then after I take that drink, I'm gonna go ahead and you bugger. a second to unravel this here again. There we go. Get that set there. Perfect. Okay, let me take this drink here real quick. How was your day? What you got planned for the weekend, Brock Otter? Oh. All right. Let's while Brock is responding, let's go ahead and pause this. Let's watch a quick video and learn a little bit more about our charity. If you guys don't know, we're raising awareness for Starlight Children's Foundation, and this little video here will tell you a little bit more about Starlight and what it is that they do. Let's go with a quick one. We'll go with the learn more.
When kids need medical care, they will often face stressful and life-changing experiences. From long treatments to hospital stays, they will miss out on the things that make being a kid fun. Since 1982, Starlight Children's Foundation transformed the in-hospital experience for 17 million seriously ill kids in 800 children's hospitals and facilities across the United States. Our state-of-the-art programs like Starlight Virtual Reality, Starlight Hospital Wear, and Starlight Gaming allow kids to experience a moment of happiness, no matter the circumstance, so they can enjoy being a kid. Learn more at starlight.org. That's starlight.org.
Oh, kids got moves, man. Like serious moves. I want to have moves like him when I grow up. Oh wait, I already am grown up. I don't have moves like that. I'm liable to slip on my butt and break my ankle. How does that work, Rockstar? Believe me, it works. All right, guys. So again, as you heard there in the video, Starlight Children's Foundation is a organization that partners with children's hospitals across the United States. They have they started originally in Australia back in 1982. And they thought that it was such a great thing that they decided to bring it here to the States and to Canada. And then they eventually made their way across the States and Canada, and then hopped another pond and started doing things over in the UK and in the European region. So there are multiple different versions of Starlight, and I don't think that they call it Starlight all over the world. But for the most part, you've got, again, Starlight Australia, the original Starlight, Starlight US, Starlight Canada, and these folks, they partner with over here in the States at the very least, they partner with over 800 different children's hospitals and medical facilities, things like the Ronald McDonald House, or even something like if maybe not just the main I don't know why I just drew a blank there, but like not just your main hospitals like Nationwide Children's Hospital here in Columbus, Ohio, but maybe one of their satellite offices, maybe maybe one of the lesser known hospitals around the area. They do what they can to partner with all the different children's hospitals and pediatric facilities across the states to provide them with the things that you saw there in that video. Starlight virtual reality, Starlight gaming systems, both the handheld and the main gaming system. There's Starlight Spaces, which is where Starlight goes into a hospital, looks at the entire hospital, and then takes notes about underutilized sections of the hospital and where they think that a where they think that it might be best to do something to improve um, that portion of the hospital by turning it into a playroom or a family meeting location, um, to go ahead and see the little one who's in the hospital. It might be like a teen room, so where teens can go in and just veg out and not have to go ahead and deal with their parents and their families, or um, or just kind of get away from anyone and everyone and just kind of be by themselves in a nice quiet area. Um, Playing pools, playing video games or the VR or whatever have you, right? So there's things that they focus on for different kids at different ages. And again, there's the things like the Starlight gowns as well, hospital wear that the kids get to wear while they're at the hospital. So those are all the cool things that the Starlight has. And there's even at least one more thing like the Starlight deliveries. That's kind of a cool thing that they offer, to help make sure that the hospital or the medical facility has toys, arts and crafts, board games, card games, all the other things that you could think that a kid would play with. They make sure they have all that stuff there. So, but if you want to go ahead and find out more, guys, go to starlight.org. If you would like to go ahead and donate right now, !donate, follow the link over our Tiltify page and donate today. I will say that today is your last day. Saturday, all day long, is your last day to order the 2025 Mario Day event shirt. This will be, there's a couple already out there that have already ordered. Some have won it in a giveaway. Some have bought them directly. These again will be only available until the end of the day tonight. After that, or today, the 15th. After that drop ends, you will no longer be able to go ahead and order that shirt. But so in other words, that will end our bonfire campaign. Our fourth wall store, though, will still remain open. All the merch that's over there is still available. You can place your order, and all proceeds that any payout that I get from fourth wall, I do have to hold back a little bit for taxes, but outside of that, everything else gets donated to the cause, and I tried to go ahead and do that with you guys live on stream whenever I get that payout. So please look into doing that as well. So there we go. Those are the ways that you guys can help out monetarily. Of course, non-monetarily, there's always the ways of sharing links, educating and inspiring others, helping us get the word out about Starlight and all the other wonderful charity organizations that we support here on the channel. So there's that. You can also amplify the campaign. Amplifying the campaign gives you your own version of our donation link that you can take with you to your social media accounts. Spread that all across the net, making a lot of noise to say, hey, this is what one of the people that I watch on Twitch is doing. They're fundraising for Starlight Children's Foundation right now, mainly focused on Nationwide Children's Hospital in Columbus, Ohio. If you would like to help out somebody in the Columbus, Ohio area, make sure that their kid gets the care that they need, and that the kid is having fun while they're at the hospital, so that way they can get better faster and lower the cost of care, then donate today. That would be greatly appreciated. There's also a couple other ways you guys can help out non-monetarily. Actually, those are the best ways to help out non-monetarily. There's a couple other ways monetarily that you can help out. When you donate, think about doing a donation matching challenge to see if we can get our community to rally and raise as low as $250. Essentially what you do is you put $250 on the line, and if we hit the goal or if we don't, it will be up to you to decide. Or rather, and if sorry, I can't talk today. If we don't hit the goal, you have the option to decide if you're going to still donate the full $250 regardless if we hit the goal or not, or if you're going to only say just just focus on just the amount that was raised. It only matched that. Don't donate the full 250 if you don't hit the goal. And that's your prerogative to make that decision. You can also, once you've done a straight up donation or a donation matching challenge, check to see if your employer matches donations. You can do that right at the end of the donation sequence. It makes it so that you can essentially double or even sometimes triple your triple your effect there. So check all those wonderful ways out to help out. If you have any questions, we want to know more, just holler at me. Let me know. See what I can do for you. All right, let's get back to this here. Sorry if I rambled on quite a bit. I know I probably missed something there. That's not the button I wanted to hit. Button. There we go. Sister has a club volleyball in College Station, so I'll be there all weekend. Okay, right on. Wake up and think, dude, I'm asleep at the wheel at all times, okay? Maybe not while I'm driving, but at least here on stream, I'm always asleep at the wheel. Like Norgie says, it's my first day, man. I just got here. Chat's like, really? It's your first day? It's your first stream? No, it's not my first stream, guys. I know, Brock. I know. And I'm just giving it back. So I was rewatching the first the first Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie today with my munchkins. And I think I noticed this before, but for some reason I'd forgotten. Eddie Brock is mentioned. Eddie Brock, aka Venom, if you guys have never read any of the Spider-Man comics. But Eddie Brock is mentioned in the first Spider-Man movie. J. Jonah Jameson's sitting there pitching a fit about, why hasn't anybody gotten a decent picture of Spider-Man, and then one of the guys says, well, I've got Eddie on it. He's just not been successful. I'm like, that's funny. I don't know why I didn't recognize them saying that they had Eddie on it. So again, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to finish up with this thread that I'm working with right now, and then we'll take a break from that color. We'll break out the blank thread, and we'll fill in our empty bits there. No, I was not able to catch a stream today. I don't even know if I got a notification, honestly. Let me see. I might have gotten a notification and I just missed it. Bean, Velveeta, Ball, Grandma Hoodie, Nest, Science, Skids, Rose, Rollicat, Just Reality. No, I didn't get a notification. Oh, wait, there it is. You're about to reach a 5 stream. No, that was yesterday. Oh, when I say yesterday, I mean the 13th. So yeah, no, I never got a notification about Steve going live today. I don't know. I don't think he streamed today, and if he did, I completely missed it. And he never posted anything up on Discord saying that they were live, or that they were there and setting up. Oh wait, no, there they are. 6:21 p.m. They're there and setting up. So I wonder if maybe internet was crappy. Because again, I never got a notification, and usually I do for Steve. You got one but totally forgot to stop by? I want to make sure that I have my notifications still turned on over here.
27 times.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah. It's still, the notifications are still turned on. For some reason, I didn't get one. Twitch owes me my streaks back. That's all I gotta say. Oh my goodness. You know what? I'm gonna check and see how those storms are doing. Again, if you guys are in the plains / Midwest area, I guess it's more the Midwest area than anything else. All of you guys are getting ready to hit Chicago, essentially east of St. Louis, east and south of St. Louis. There's still a tornado warning going on with that same cell that rolled through St. Louis earlier. So anybody who is in the path of this thing is going right up I-70. It right now is in. Let me go ahead and clear off my clear the board here for a second. It is right now going through Effingham. Hell of a name for a town, but yeah, Effingham has a tornado warning in that specific. And this is crazy. And then south of St. Louis, there are multiple tornado warnings that are just going bonkers right now. Most of these are looks like north and west of Cape. I'm gonna mispronounce this. Cape Girardeau, or Garadar. I can't talk today. But they're heading northeast from there. Popular Bluff, Missouri. I'm glad that they're not over by our friend Shaggy right now. They're clear on the other side of the state. Probably Twitch probably didn't want to send you one. Probably. Twitch doing Twitch things sometimes, you know. Yeah, but Popular Bluff is right in the middle of one right now. There's another one that is, what is that? That's Pocahontas. Pocahontas, Arkansas. Jonesboro is right in the path of one right now. And there's a cell that is just south of Little Rock and just north of Pine Bluff. That just got that has one Clear Hook on it, or Clear Hook Echo, I should say. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, here, let me go ahead and show you guys. Switch over to our main scene for just a moment. All right. So if you guys don't know what I'm talking about when I say a Hook Echo, this is what I'm talking about right here. You see this little like what looks like a dog leg, right? This little bit right here where it's rotating opposite direction of the rest of the storm. This right here, that is a tornado right there. No ifs, ands, ors, or buts about it. That right there is a tornado. It could very well may not actually be on the ground at that point, but I will tell you right now, that is the clear sign that there very well may be a tornado on the ground. Over here, it's not quite as clear. They may have just gone ahead and called a tornado warning because of possible sheer winds. That's basically, very powerful winds that just come through and smack things down right off the rip. So I don't really see a whole lot here. Go back down and hit this one Little Rock. You can see how it kind of spun up right there. Dissipated and then respun back up and then dissipated again. And it looks like it's trying to spin back up right there again. Rolling through with their base busting at 12 o'clock in the morning. I love it. When I say I love it, I'm really being sarcastic, chat. Yeah, these again here are just more of the same. I don't really see a whole lot in the way of hook echoes with these ones. So these might very well be what they call rain wrap tornadoes. If there are tornadoes on the ground, again, they may have just gone ahead and called these for sheer winds. Here they're calling it radar confirmed tornado, so they're saying that essentially what they're seeing is that there's a strong rotation. So let's take a look at that here. Okay, I can see maybe that right there. This maybe right there. Usually you won't see a tornado unless it's on the south, usually the south side, or underbelly, if you will, of a tornado, or not tornado, but a storm cell. take a look up here around the Chicago. Oh no, not Aurora. Wayne and Garth, what are we gonna do? Wayne and Garth are in the path. Okay, not really technically in a path of the storm. It's just, but look at this. Look at that hook echo right there. Look at that thing. That kind of a hook, that's a pretty strong. I wouldn't be surprised if that's a EF2, if not EF3. Now, when I talk about EF, guys, I'm sure you guys have seen Twister. I'm sure you know what the Fujita scale is. EF is that what the National Weather Service has essentially done is they've gone ahead and increased. They've enhanced the Fujita scale. So when you hear of an EF1, EF2, EF3, EF4, EF5, they're talking more along the lines of the new the new format of rating a tornado, and when they talk about it, and let's say for instance an EF5, the old F5s just relied on its sheer size and its wind speed. An EF5 is a mile wide or bigger tornado that has at least 300-mile-an-hour winds or better, right? An EF5 can be anywhere from a half a mile to a mile, with wind speeds anywhere from, I think it's 250 to 300 miles an hour, if memory serves me right. Of course, if anybody wants to go ahead and bring that up, they're welcome to do so. But yeah, this line of storms tonight is going to be massively impactful. Anybody who is in between, essentially between Chicago to Indianapolis, or St. Louis to Louisville, Kentucky. You know, as the night goes on, these storms could continue to get stronger. This entire the entire thing is being fed right now. So if you guys don't know, I don't know if you guys saw this on your local news, but there's an entire stream of moisture that's coming in from the Gulf there, so you've got the moisture, you've got the heat that's all kind of just feeding in, and then on the back end you've got the cooler weather, and the two are just, you've got all that heat coming up this way, all the cold going this way, and they're interacting, and that's why they're spinning up these twisters. Pressure changes are, oh, no doubt running. I feel you there. I feel ya. I'm not gonna be a happy camper when this comes knocking in the morning. Only thing I can do is grin and bear it. Alright, we'll come back to that here in a little bit here, chat. Thank you guys again for being here. Again, if you guys are anywhere in the path of that storm, please, number one, make sure you guys have your phones charged. Make sure you have your emergency radios and flashlights all set and ready to roll. Yeah, backup generators, awesome. If you don't have them up and running yet, you probably ought to go get them up and running. And then get yourself into a nice safe area. If you have to spend the night down in the basement, just to make sure that you stay safe, then by God, do that. Sunday chat, I want to let you know we are going to be doing a cleaning stream. I'm gonna set this up so that way it's pointing out towards all my junk that I need to clean up, and we're gonna try to do some cleaning. I'm not gonna be going going live probably as early as I anticipate, which is usually around noon. I'm gonna try and shoot for around 2, maybe no later than 4 p.m. This is a little bit of a change because I want to. I'm planning on doing what we can to go through, and we're gonna try to do some spring cleaning around the house. But when I get down to the basement here, I'll go ahead and turn the stream on, and we'll have some fun. Watch me clean. Excuse me. One thing I'm going to look into doing is I think I'm going to go ahead and look into getting another power cable for my my laptop. My old laptop, unfortunately, it does not. I don't know what the heck I did to it to where it won't. It likes to take like an hour just to boot the hell up, and I'm like, why is it taking so long? I don't know if maybe if I knocked something loose inside. Be nice to go ahead and find out, because I wouldn't mind going ahead and still using that laptop as a travel stream system. I don't know if maybe I don't think I got the BIOS knocked loose, but I'm wondering if maybe the processor got knocked loose or something. I don't know. Let me check something here. A laptop taking nearly an hour to boot up is usually and likely due to a combination of factors, including a full hard drive, too many startup programs. Nope, I've turned all those off. Malware, it's a possibility, but I doubt it. Or outdated drivers. Outdated or corrupted drivers might be a thing, okay. Fast startup can also speed up boot times, but it can also cause issues, and turning it off might help fix issues. Okay.
Lying to oneself and to express myself honestly. That, my friend.
Well, maybe I might decide to go ahead and do that at some point tomorrow. If I decide to stay home, just go ahead and try to do what I can to fix up that laptop, so that way I can have it as a spare system. Time we got 12:48. We still got a little bit of time here. I'm gonna go until about 2 o'clock in the morning here, chat. So we've still got at least another hour and 15 minutes. Chat, by the way, I did get a new thing of Twizzlers, so if Twizzler Twirl decides to get hit, I have enough now that it won't be an issue. Rock Otter hears that and goes, oh, really? I had a hilarious couple, not this past stream that we did, but a stream or two before that. We had a couple people who followed the channel and like, hey, I just followed the channel. Will you follow me back? I'm like, When did follow for follow come back? Like, seriously. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not up for the whole follow for follow thing. You know, I appreciate the initial follow, and you know, if I see you online, I'll definitely go ahead and check you out. Yeah, if I see you on, I'll definitely go ahead and check you out and whatnot. But I'm not gonna go out of my way to to drop a follow just for that situation. Now, if someone raises the channel, I might go ahead and follow out of courtesy for rating the channel, because that's helpful to not only myself, but that's helpful to the streamer who's rating. Sticking with your community through a raid definitely helps out to show other streamers how strong that community is. By you leaving early, by you as the viewer should say, leaving early, it doesn't always mean that you're not there to support the streamer who's doing the raid. It just means that you may have other things going on, and that's understandable. That's why you make sure that you get out of the raid ahead of time, so that way you're not counted as one of the folks coming over only to dip out, right? You know, if you're gonna be counted, stay through the whole thing, say a couple things, and then say, hey, sorry, gotta bounce. Gotta raid and run sometimes. Hell, even streamers have gotta raid and run sometimes. We understand. Life sometimes takes precedence over IRL before URL, as we say. Oh shoot! You guys can't see what I'm doing. I mean, you guys could see what I'm doing, but you couldn't see the pattern that we're working with. That's what I meant. Go. Yeah, it's what I was talking about there. You know, it's similar to that of those who follow you on Twitter. They're like, oh look, this person's a streamer. We're gonna follow them on Twitter, and we're gonna try to go ahead and yeah, we may say, or we may not say anything at all. But when we go to check out, you know, the profile, we find out, oh, they're a graphic designer. You know, I've had people come into the channel asking if they could go ahead and do some designs for me. I was like, you know what? I appreciate it. I really do. But I do my own designs. That logo right there, the initial logo was done by an artist by the name of Young Khan. Shout out to him. Uh, he he created the logo for my buddy Chef Steve, and that became our team logo. Well, I liked it so much, but I felt it was a little flat. It's nothing against Young Khan. That's exactly what Steve wanted. He didn't want it to be super over the top flashy. He just wanted it, something simple. I wanted it to be. When I saw it, I'm like, you know what? Being a part of the team, I want to put my 2 cents in on this. And I said, here, what if we go ahead and we spice it up a bit, and we take Young Khan's idea, we throw it into a 3D generator, be it 3ds Max, Blender, or put it directly in After Effects, and then use Video Copilot's 3D engine for After Effects. And then from there we can go ahead and make something kind of cool. Well, this itself was actually made in 3ds Max. I wonder, is UDP lurking out there? I don't see him lurking. Hope he's hunkering down and not out running around, not out gallivanting. Oh, crap. What is going on here? almost done with the thread that we've got here, chat. All right. Let's go say 3 more here. 1, 2, 3. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and pull that. Leave that right there for right now. Let me go ahead and get some of the white out here. I think I ended up getting at that. Let's see. Now, see, here's what I do end up I do plan on doing here, chat. As I am planning on taking this color, this E3837, and I do plan on going through and adding a little bit of flair, a little bit of sparkle, because this bear has sparkly fur. Okay, so I do plan on going ahead and using a little bit of this. I've got this dark blue here as well. This lighter blue, the yellow. That sort of an orangish yellow, I should say. I have those there, so that way I can get that way I can have some fun with making this more authentic to its original self. I'm replacing all of these like off-white with the blank. Okay. Okay, good. All right. We're gonna go ahead and use a little bit of the blank here. Well, maybe I will. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna say that we're only gonna need maybe that much. Okay. Alright, chat. Like normal, we're going to take our full thing of thread. Alright. Each thing of floss here is made with 6 individual strands. Okay, we only need 2 in this case. Again, I only need 2. There we go. Only the 2. And we're just gonna go ahead and separate them apart. So we're gonna go ahead and get them separated apart. And there we go. Okay, there's our thread that we're going to use. Perfect. Okay, so we've run. I wouldn't say we run out. We ran in. We come to the end of the 5-5-3 thread that we were using. And I want to go back in here and I want to get the the ears filled in. So that's what we're gonna go ahead and do right now. Just need to get my little thread helper here. There we go. Now, chat, this is gonna be kind of hard to see, so we gotta keep an eye on what we're doing. Right? So I'm gonna go ahead and put that right there so I can see where. There you go. Alright, so here's what we're doing, chat. I've gone ahead and I've done the first half stitch here, okay? And with this half stitch, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a little bit of a tail here, or a little bit of the tail of the thread. We'll leave that where it is, and we're gonna do essentially a hook stitch, where I'm leaving the tail in between where the start where our needle is and where our thread's coming out at of our first stitch. Alright, we're just gonna go ahead and ow, that's my finger. We're gonna just loop lock that sucker in. Okay, and then we're gonna do the same thing. Alright, now before I go ahead and do anything else, let me go ahead and just lob off that little bit of extra. Get it out of the way. Okay. All we gotta do is just go back over and fill in our... Whoa, 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 what are you doing? Get back over there. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and go over here. Same thing we were doing before. Caddy corner. It's funny, when my mom taught me, or was re-teaching me, I should say, how to do cross stitch, her biggest thing was she hated the darker threads. You know, your blacks, your really dark browns, your dark blues. And it was because of the fact that you couldn't see them very well, according to her. Well, I'll tell you right now, I'm thinking that it's harder to work with the white than it is with the black and all the darker colors. Gonna have just the slack here. Chat, thanks again for hanging out, chatting, and lurking. I really appreciate y'all. I know it's at the end of the night here, and things are gonna kind of get quiet. I'm gonna end up getting quiet too. Part of that is as I am focusing on what I'm doing. There are some times where I need to count. So if I'm being quiet to you guys, it is because I am deep in focus at this point. This part's gonna be fun because now I gotta go kitty corner. Okay.
You always said I was no good.
No good.
And always laughed at my dreams. But now I found a way to move on.
Alright, chat, we are at a 120. Like I said, we're gonna keep on going till 2 in the morning here. So we got about another 40 minutes left. this row. Start a return stitches. Uh-oh. I was like, wow, all of a sudden do I have purple?
Gotta keep a cool head, baby. Hold tight to my sanity lately. 'Cause no one ever says I'm sorry. Nobody admits they're wrong. And even with the best intentions, words fly from the tongue with tension. Should've never said I'm sorry. Shut up and
All right, chat. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more full cross stitches to do. Okay, chat. Let's see.
step we try to breathe just to keep our sanity. We've all been there before. Now we all sing that song. Every step we try to breathe just to keep our sanity.
Right, 2 more here.
So you tear us apart again. Kill the memories and places we've been. Pull the insides up. Vodka price
Now
on this
turn.
Steady pulling the picture apart. Can we please just go back to the start? With no remorse, we sing this song.
Okay, so here, we're gonna go ahead and there we go. So what I'm doing right now, chat, is I'm just gonna go ahead and take this and we're gonna double loop. Double loop knot, if you will. And I'm gonna do it one more time. All right. One down, one to go. Now, since it might be a little bit more detrimental to try and cut the access off here, I'm just gonna go ahead and get it all locked in place. Alright, row one of the left left inner ear is done. Let's go ahead and get this side here now. Again, trying to work with the white thread has definitely been a bit harder than working with any of the other colors so far. Okay. Chat, give me a second here. I'm going to take a quick restroom break, and then we'll get back. We'll go ahead and finish up the rest of this. If you guys can, don't go away. We'll be back in just a few minutes. I hit the wrong button, chat. Hold on a second. Okay, here we go. We are back. Thank you guys so much for being patient and waiting. I appreciate you. Let's see. We are finishing up row 2 here of the year. And skipping over a little bit here, going over to here.
How you can never seem to believe maybe how we got here and maybe where we're going. A product shaped by logic and progression. With so many minds shaping our lives, I can't believe we're still wasting our time. Politics and money took control and power. There's so much else to kill each other for. Just another day in paradise. I've got everything I need. If you have to make a sacrifice, arrest me, arrest me.
So we'll go ahead and finish up the inner ear and call it a night there. I was gonna go ahead and do a hard stop at 2, but I'll finish up the inner portion of this ear, and then we'll go ahead and call it from there. No, we're not happy here. You've always lived in fear that we would open eyes and not blind. I'm not blind, no. Living my whole life, my eyes were been wide. You wouldn't believe how nice it feels. Delegate your life and control it all time. So don't treat yourself being loud, you can die. For what? Just another day in your life. 'Cause I live what I believe. If you have to make a sacrifice, arrest me, arrest me, arrest me, All right, chat. Time for yours truly to entertain with his voice in this demo that I cut with a band. We had plans to do at least another song or two, and it just did. Things fell through. Life found its way to screw us. Dr. Malcolm was right. Life found a way. Yeah, the other song that we did have planned, the original song, way it was recorded sounded a lot like Geddy Lee and Rush, and you know, he didn't want to have Geddy Lee. He wanted James Hetfield.
So, you cousin fucking hillbillies think you're above my agency? You think I give a shit? You're peanuts to me. You're just another 10% from some nobody band from nowhere. Your daddy was a damn rock band. Your drummer, the son of a coal miner. Bassman's daddy laid black. You know out west, they have a name for your kind. Working class trash. You don't come from shit. You ain't never gonna be shit. You diseased alcoholics think 'cause you pissed in Gatorade bottles, lived on the dollar menu, and played the dirt circuit, that it's your time? It's over. It never began. An intelligent person would just give up. Oh, and you know that $4,000 deposit I received? I'm keeping it. It should cover my expenses for the gigs I booked that you assholes canceled. Well, keep dancing in the gutter, you scumbags. It's where you belong. Have a nice fucking day.
Is an actual voicemail that our friends in Boba Flex got from a bookie who was pissed that they had to cancel shows because they were sick.
From the speaker of the house, it's so easy to be honest when you're looking to get out. So take the soapbox, take the stage. Give me anger, give me rage. From the rooftop of your empty life, I know you'll write that page. Keep me down, keep me out. Give 'em something to talk about. When all I needed from you was just a moment or two. But every time I come around, I'm just a target for you. For you, for you, for you. I'm just a target for you. For you, for you. Your sabotage, it's on display. When dirty words come out to play, there's nothing that can kill your voice. There's no one that gets in your way. And every time I'm always second to you. Everything that you do makes me feel so you.
Alright, we're gonna go ahead and leave that little bit there because we're running out of room. Let's go ahead and separate our next set of thread here. Alright. Thread up this one. Again, guys, don't forget at the end of today, our merch over on Bonfire comes to an end. Any orders that are put in by the end of before the end of the day today, Saturday the 15th, those will get printed out and along with anything else that's been ordered, and we'll have that out to you guys hopefully fairly quickly. However, if for some reason we do not get the if we don't get it to you before the end of the campaign, you can still keep a hold of it and still wear it around and repping the channel and repping Mario Day, as you can see. QR code on it may not work anymore, but that's okay.
I might not just quite be your type. Joke with your friends how guys like me are just like you. But I saw the way you looked at me. There's something taking you, and now you're here. It's not so easy. By the lights and sound, got all the brevity. And except I can set you free, 'cause I'm lustful for you, and I know you want me. Although you try to deny it, it's plain to see. You can bite your lip, you can hide your face, but you can't conceal the choice you wanna make. Now there's nothing left to say, and you can walk away. Get away. Of all the people in this place, there's something more to you than just another pretty face. You probably heard this 100,000 times.
Right over here. We have 2 more rows left, Chad. 1, 2, 5, 6, 12 altogether there. 1, 2, 5. So a total of 22 altogether. 22 individual stitches. Four. 5. 6.
'Cause lustful for you, and I know you want me. Although you try to deny it, it's plain to see. You can bite your lip, you can hide your face, but you can't conceal the choice you wanna make. Now there's nothing left to say, and you can walk away.
All right, that's one more row to go. 1, I miscounted there. Okay, there we go. There we go. All right, chat. We have completed coloring of the inner ear. Now we will go ahead and put the rest of this white back into here for right now. We will need more of that once we get to the belly. And I'm going to say that that's it for the night. That right there, like so, and here's where we currently are, guys. So yeah, we're almost done with the forehead here. And we still gotta go ahead and get the ears, and yeah, but I think we're doing good. I think we're doing good. Chat, thank you guys again for hanging out, chatting and lurking. I really do appreciate y'all. Let me kick that back on. Let's go see who's live right now. Fundraising for right now.
I had a long day as well.
Don't see. Who's he raising awareness for right now? Excuse me, chat. All right, well, let's see. Who's live? Oh my God. Well, chat, you know what? I want to go ahead and get you guys over to somebody, but at the same time, I'm tired. I do want to go ahead and check one more thing here. Weird.
Another beautiful tragedy.
Take a look and see how radar's looking real quick and see where everything's at. There are still tons of tornado warnings going on. Oh my goodness, chat. Everything from the Indiana, Illinois border down to the tip of Illinois. Pretty much all along, essentially the Mississippi. Yeah, Paducah's almost in a path of one right now. Jackson, Tennessee is almost in a path of at least a severe thunderstorm warning. Tupelo, Mississippi is under the gun right now. Yeah, it's a lot. Paducah. So yeah, we'll see how everything turns out here. But yeah, here in a couple hours, it's gonna start marching its way into Ohio. We'll see how much of that is still causing problems later on. Guys, like I said, I was gonna go ahead and get you on over to somebody, but I'm not. I'm about to fall asleep. So instead of getting on over to someone who's fundraising for Starlight, I think we'll get you guys on over to Skids here. She's playing some Grand Theft Auto 5 or GTA 5 RP. Please go say hello, drop her a follow, tell her Rockstar sent you. Also, make sure to say listen, Linda. She doesn't like to listen to us. I'm kidding. Anyways, guys, I'll see you guys all. I'll see you tomorrow night. I'll see you guys on Sunday for a cleanup stream. So I'll see you guys all next time. Until then, rock on. Have a wonderful night. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.